City of Bangor Annual Assessment Update, April 1st, 2023. New car wash on Stillwater Avenue, known as Washville. Annual Assessment Update, Quality Market Information, Supply and Demand Changes, Inflation and Market Prices, Equality Adjustments, Fair and Equitable Assessments. Maine's official assessment date is April 1st each year. The city's fiscal year runs from July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. This period is called fiscal year 2024. Sale period. Real estate sales, which occurred from July 2021 through June 2022, received the most weight in our analyses. Over 700 sales were considered. What is a property sales ratio? Sales ratio is the total assessed value divided by the sale price. If a property's total value before exemptions is $200,000 and it sells for $285,000, the sale ratio is about 70%, known as undervaluation. If a property's total value before exemptions is $315,000 and it sells for $285,000, the sale ratio is about 110%, known as overvaluation. Objectives. City policy says overall sales ratio should be about 100%. As the market changes, so will the assessed values in an effort to improve equity. The target ratio was 91% for April 1st, 2023. Assessor proposes to make valuation changes first by neighborhood and then by property type or characteristic. Changes are necessary because some ratio studies showed a median ratio either below 91% or above 103%. As adjustments are made and the median ratio moves toward 91%, equity improves. The real estate market in Bangor is still seeing higher prices paid for new and existing homes, as well as apartment building. According to data on sales, Bangor homes are selling above their list price by 2% on average. Currently, the days on market is 15 days, plus or minus. Demand is strong due to Bangor's appeal, along with good rental history. This change has happened despite the extremely high interest rates, with a 30-year fixed rate currently at 6.2%, according to Fannie Mae's website. Notable market trends for Penobscot County and Bangor, as indicated by the real estate market. Below is a chart showing what was produced by FHFA, which is the Federal Housing Finance Agency, Home Price Index Calculator, showing a 16% increase for the Bangor MSA. Bangor MSA is effectively Penobscot County. So we see that from the third quarter of 2021 to the third quarter of 2022, a home's value increased by 16%. Single residence home sales, these statistics include condos and PUD properties. So the green bar is average sale price. So on the far right, we see that the average sale price in 2022 was $257,000, or a 29.7% increase from 2021. Now the blue bar on the right is the median sale price. Here we see that the median was $225,000, or 28.6% increase over the previous year, 2021. The median sale price for a single residence home in Bangor during the period January to March of 2023 was now $253,000, a year-over-year change of 24.3%. The median sale price indicates that half the homes were sold for more and half the homes were sold for less. Below is a chart showing statistics for only sales that occurred in Bangor, not Penobscot County, just Bangor. The chart compares the number of existing single-family homes sold and the median sales price during the first quarter in 2022 versus 2023. So over this period, the number of units sold dropped by 23%, and the median sale price increased by a whopping 24.3%. Price appreciation indicated by repeat sales in Bangor during the period January 2021 to March 2023. So we have property type, the number of sales of repeat properties in that type, and then the median annualized appreciation rate. So we see that single residence homes, there were 21 transactions, repeat sales, and their median appreciation rate was 23.3% increase. Condos and PUD homes, there were 8 transactions. They appreciated at 16.8% on an annualized basis. Mobile homes and parks, there were 7 sales. They increased 32.7% increase. 2-unit apartment buildings, there were 2 sales. They increased at 39.2%. 3 to 4 unit apartment properties, there were 3 sales. They increased at 47.8% increase. Office, there was 1 sale that increased 12.3%. The next few slides show a small number of properties that have sold twice over the past few years. Please note the percentage change and the time period. Riverwalk Village is off of State Street. A condo sold. It sold March 2021 for $136,000, and then sold 4 months later in 2021 for $145,000, which is a 6.6% increase over 4 months. Briarwood Drive is off of Beaumark Road. A ranch-style home sold July of 2021 for $198,000, sold again in March of 2022 for $228,000. That's a 15% change over just 8 months. 15th Street, it's a Cape, sold January of 2022 and then sold again in November of 2022. So it went from $175,000 to $214,500. That's a 22% change over 11 months. Now we have on 3rd Street, we have a 2-unit. It's sold in 2021 for $162,000. And then it sold again in July of 2022 for $209,000. That's a 29% change over 10 months. Exchange Street Office sold March of 2021 for just over $3 million. Sold again in November of 2022 for $3.7 million. That's a 21% change over 21 months. The neighborhood-specific adjustments were built into this year's assessed values. Again, sales from July of 2021 through June of 2022, a 1-year study period, were considered and informed us on the need to make neighborhood adjustments for equity purposes. The following citywide adjustments were made to track the market. An increase to all residential building and outbuilding values. Single-family residential properties increased 17.4%. Single-family condo PUD properties increased 10.8%. Modern manufactured homes increased 28%. Multi-residence properties increased 21.5%. After making the above adjustments, the ratio studies were rerun, and if a neighborhood still had a median assessment ratio below 91% or above 100%, a neighborhood adjustment was considered and made. So what happened? 22 neighborhoods containing 1,248 properties will see an additional increase of 6%. One neighborhood containing 36 properties will see an increase of 11%. 4 neighborhoods containing 354 properties will see a 4 to 10% decrease. The next few slides show only the neighborhoods impacted by the neighborhood-specific adjustments. A neighborhood is an area with similar characteristics, such as location, style, and age. So residential neighborhoods adjusted. So across the top, the first column is neighborhood code, which is just a numeric code used by the assessing office, and the general location, which is the street name within the neighborhood. Then we have the neighborhood percentage change, we have the zone, and then we have the number of properties. So for example, the top one, Darling Park neighborhood is known as neighborhood 13. That had a 6% change, and there were 22 properties in that neighborhood. So if you want to see this on our website, it's available on the website in more detail. Residential neighborhoods adjusted between Hammond Street and Main Street. So the next few slides will show those neighborhoods that received an adjustment, and they will be colored. Residential neighborhoods adjusted between Ohio Street and Hammond Street. And on these slides, the neighborhood code is displayed. Residential neighborhoods adjusted between State Street and I-95. Residential neighborhoods adjusted Kentuskag Avenue and Essex Street areas. Residential neighborhoods adjusted Union, Griffin, and Beaumont Road. Residential neighborhoods adjusted between Broadway, Church Road, and Essex Street. Residential neighborhoods adjusted the entire city. So this would be an image of the entire city, and you can see the pockets of neighborhoods that received those adjustments. The other areas not colored did not receive a neighborhood adjustment. This summary is the cumulative impact after all the adjustments. So if you own a single resident property and you did not receive a neighborhood adjustment, an increase of 17% is most likely. For single residence properties with a neighborhood adjustment, an increase of 23% is most likely. For residential condo PUD properties without a neighborhood adjustment, an increase of 11% is most likely. For residential condo PUD properties with a neighborhood adjustment, an increase of 16% is most likely. For 2, 3 to 4 unit multi-residence properties without a neighborhood adjustment, an increase of 21% is most likely. And for 2, 3, and 4 unit multi-resident properties with a neighborhood adjustment, an increase of 26% is most likely. Bangor Region Economy, Employment, and Home Price Index. Employment statistics show that total employment in the Bangor region as of May 2023 had increased 1.3% since May of 2021. The number of jobs filled from 67,700 to 68,600. Our region's unemployment rate in May 2023 stood at 2.2%, a decrease from the previous year's rate of 2.4%. Our region's current unemployment rate is lower than Maine's rate of 2.4%. The Portland region's rate was 2%. Over the past year, 2022 to 2023, the home price index for Bangor region increased by 15.1%, with 9.9% of this change coming in just the last 6 months, from October 2022 to March of 2023. This information is from the Federal Reserve of Boston statistics for the state of Maine, dated June 28th, 2023. Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that the average weekly wage in Penobscot County dropped at an annual rate of 0.9% from the fourth quarter of 2021 to the fourth quarter of 2022. The next slide shows how taxable sales in Bangor have changed from 2021 to 2022, according to Maine Revenue Services. Lodging saw the largest year-over-year increase of 40.3%. So again, taxable sales 2021, taxable sales 2022, and the year-over-year changes on the far right column. The top line shows that auto transportation shows the amount of sales in 2022, $513 million. And that was a 6.6% increase over the previous year. The second one, building supply, in 2022, $280 million, but that was 15.7% above 2021. And then looking further down, restaurant sales had increased 11.4%, lodging 40.3%. But when we look at the total overall, it was just 7.1%. And this is from Maine Revenue Services. The next slide shows that apartment buildings and other commercial industrial properties also receive changes to their property values. Here we show the commercial occupancy type and the average value change in 2023. Hotel and motel values went up 14%. Storage and distribution warehouses increased 10%. Convenience stores increased 6%. Service garages, 6%. Office and medical office increased 7%. Retail and discount stores increased 8%. Restaurant and fast food, 6%. Multi-residence apartments, 13%. Large multi-residence apartments, 13%. Now we have different commercial areas. The average change in value 2023, the Bangor Mall area up 7%, Broadway retail area up 8%, Union Street retail area up 8%, Ogden Road mixed area up 11%, Hammond area industrial parks up 7%, downtown office and retail up 8%, Hollywood casino and hotel down 7%. Please note that the median ratios improved after all of this year's adjustments. The sales that occurred after June of 2022 were not utilized, but will inform us on the direction of change for the assessment date of 2024. Equity exists when all after ratios are within 5 percentage points. So what we have is the class of property, the beginning ratio, and then the after ratio after all of our adjustments. So we see that all improved properties, they started at 78%. And when after all the adjustments, we were at a 90% ratio. Residential condo PUDs started at 82 and ended at 91%. Single residence started at 77 and ended at 90%. 2 to 4 unit small apartments, they started at 75% and ended at 89%. All commercial industrial properties started at 86% and ended at 91%. Mobile homes and parks started at 67% and ended at 75%. Were the adjustments necessary? Assessing standards. All municipalities shall achieve the following standard pursuant to Title 36, Section 327. The minimum assessment ratio standard is between 70% and 110%. A deeper dive. There were 57 single residence properties sold between January 1st, 2023 and February 28th, 2023. The ratio report showed a median sales ratio of just 82.9%. Without the previously outlined adjustments, this ratio Study finding of 28.9% would have been much lower than the state's minimum assessment ratio standard of 70%. The next few slides show homes that were constructed and finished by April 1st, 2023. Included are the property's general location, building style, and likely assessed value. There's a new home on Knoll Crest off Union Street on a 1.2 acre lot. This happens to be a ranch on slab. Likely assessed value, $296,200. A new home on Essex Street on a 3/4 acre lot. Likely assessed value, $297,900. A new home off Mount Hope Avenue on 1/3 acre lot. Ranch, likely assessed value, $336,800. New home on Tamarack Trail off Essex Street on a 2.3 acre lot. Raised ranch with finished basement, assessed value $397,400. New home on Pine Ledge off Ohio Street on a 3.2 acre lot. Ranch with finished basement, assessed value $415,200. What about the commercial and industrial buildings built or remodeled in Bangor? Are they being assessed at reasonable values? The answer is yes. Remodel of old Bangor Hydro building on the corner of State and Exchange Streets increased in value by over $1 million so far, created 15 new dwelling units. Apartment remodel of old Bangor High School on Harlow Street increased in value by $1.2 million so far. The rehab is not yet complete. Industrial distribution center remodeled on Sylvan Road increased in value by $1.9 million. New drive-through car wash on Stillwater Avenue, property value when complete, building and personal property, $2.2 million. Waterfront Concert LLC venue continued to grow and improve, increased in value of $5 million. Business personal property programs. For more information on Betty, business equipment tax exemption, or Better, business equipment tax rebate, please contact the assessing department at 992-4212. An exemption or rebate will help reduce the amount you pay in actual tax dollars. Business personal property highlight. In 2022, businesses in Bangor purchased more than $35 million of machinery, equipment, computers, fixtures, and furniture. Due to the state of Maine Betty business equipment tax exemption program, $20.4 million, or just over 58% of the purchases, were exempted at the local level. The remaining $14.9 million was taxable value and helped lower the city's tax rate. Is my assessment equitable? There are two very good methods for determining this. First, compare your property value to similar properties that sold in Bangor over the previous year between April 2022 to March 2023. Second, if no recent sales are available, compare your assessed value to other similar properties that are comparable. Remember, very few properties are exactly alike. Your tax bill. Individual tax bills are based on your property's taxable assessed value multiplied by the city's tax rate. And the tax rate is determined by taking the net amount to raise divided by the total taxable value of the city. Now here, net amount to raise equals net to be raised by local property tax less state of Maine reimbursement for homestead and Betty exemptions plus the overlay event. Who pays what share of property taxes in Bangor? So in 2023, 5.7% of the taxes are paid by the state of Maine and are the result of homestead, Betty, and stabilization payments. In 2023, 47.7% is paid for by commercial and industrial, land and structures, and business personal property. In 2023, 46.6% is paid for by residential 1 to 4 family homes, condos, PUD, mobile homes, and residential vacant land. Individual exemptions. For more information on property tax exemptions like homestead, veteran, or blind, please contact the assessing department at 992-4215. An exemption will help reduce the amount you pay in actual tax dollars. Homestead exemption. Your total assessed value will be reduced by up to $25,000, and you will save up to $478,000.75 in taxes. Bangor's new tax rate. Last year's rate was $20.40 per thousand. This year's rate is $19.15 per thousand. The decrease was about $1.25 per thousand, or about 6.1%. The same tax rate is used for all classes of property, both real and personal. We welcome all questions and comments about this presentation. Please call our office at 992-4215 or stop by to see us between 8 and 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. We are located on the first floor of City Hall at 73 Harlow Street. This annual assessment update is also available on the City Assessor's webpage. Please read the June memo, which is useful in understanding this year's adjustments. Thank you. The end.